A round pizza dough piled with fillings and folded into a pocket is called a calzone. I make a miniature version that's perfect finger food. What I like about these calzone is how light and refreshing they are. So, I'm gonna begin by making my sauce. A little olive oil, a little bit, lots of flavor, and a garlic clove. To get that intense garlicky flavor, you crush the garlic and then you can mince it. And if you don't want that intense garlicky flavor, then leave the garlic whole or slice it. And we're gonna add that to the hot pan. And you kind of want to work quickly because you don't want to burn the garlic, otherwise it gets very bitter. Some chopped canned tomatoes. You only want about a cup or so. There we go, that's good. You don't want a really heavy sauce, you just want a light, refreshing sauce with the shrimp. And this cooks pretty quick. And I'm using dried thyme versus fresh thyme. A little bit of dried thyme goes a long way, and a little bit is all you need. Where if I had fresh thyme, I'd have to be chopping up quite a bit to get the same flavor. There we go. And then we need some fresh parsley. So we used a dried herb, and we're gonna use a fresh herb. Parsley is fantastic. I can find flat leaf parsley all year round. So we'll just chop that up lightly. We'll throw that in there. Smell all that cooking. And this is really great. Even at this point, you could even toss this with a little bit of pasta. And you got a fresh tomato sauce. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. Now, we're gonna add a nice little secret ingredient here, the wine. Now, the wine is gonna add flavor to the sauce and sort of add depth to it. And I love white wine with shrimp. And anytime a recipe calls for white wine, you can always be sure to use Chardonnay or be safe using Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc. Today, I'm actually gonna use a little Pinot Grigio because I've got a lot of Pinot Grigio in my fridge. So why not use what I've got? Half a cup or so, you can eyeball it. And we'll just raise the heat a little bit there. We'll let some of the wine evaporate, but the flavors are locked into the tomatoes. So we'll do that for a minute, and we're ready to add the shrimp. And the shrimp only take a couple of minutes to cook. And you really want to undercook them just a tad, because I'm gonna put them in the calzone and then bake them off in the oven. So if I overcook them here, then they're gonna be really overcooked in the oven. A little bit of salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Gotta season every single layer and every step of the way. We're just gonna toss those a little bit here. We're gonna add the shrimp and we're gonna let those cook for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna roll out my dough. And it's funny, calzone are basically stuffed pizzas. And I like making these, little mini calzone. They're easier to eat and easier to take with me. And I can't eat a big calzone anyway, so this is more my size. Move that one over here. And pouring the shrimp mixture into the bowl just to cool it down a little bit faster. A little bit of shredded mozzarella. A handful on each side of the dough balls. Not all over, because we're gonna fold it over. And leaving a 1-inch border around the dough. Now we'll spoon the shrimp. And you wanna add 2 to 3 shrimp, depending on the size of the calzone. Now, a little more mozzarella. Remember, this is like a folded pizza, so you gotta add the cheese. And there we are. Now, egg wash. And this is gonna help seal the edges of the calzone. Take a little pastry brush, and just like you're painting the egg wash right on the dough. There we go. And now you're gonna take the side that doesn't have any shrimp or mozzarella on it and fold it over. Kind of like a turnover, because that's what it's gonna look like. And just crimp the sides with your fingers. All right, we're ready to transfer them onto the baking sheet. And you want to do this rather quickly so that the dough doesn't get too warm and doesn't start to fall apart on you. I'm going to put 2 calzone per baking sheet. They have enough room to cook evenly. Ready to put them in the oven. 450 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes until they're golden brown. And right at the end, before I serve them, I'm going to brush them with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just for a little extra golden flavor and color. Mini shrimp calzone are the perfect presents for pizza lovers.